Lance versus Rick, 25.1.
Well, yeah, I may as well say it. I've been watching live bands a lot, and I think the next live band that's going to be huge is a band called Crimson Apple. It's 4 sisters that are all in their early 20s and late teens, and they're all extremely talented, and they do rock music, and I just think they're going to be huge. And I would love to help them get signed to somebody and have their own TV show or whatever. So, yes.
Give him a good plug right here. This could be it.
All right. Well, Crimson Apple, and if you are an important, if you can get them signed to the next Disney. To be the next Disney TV show, that would be great for them and for the world.
Do they have a website or something?
Yeah, Crimson Apple, 4 beautiful sisters, all of whom, the thing that impresses me, it's not just that they're pretty and young, it's that they really play their instruments, and they're good.
What do they play?
Well,
Just
there's a
standard
bass
rock?
player,
Yeah, okay,
a drummer, a singer, and they're very, very talented. So it's kind of freaky. I'm sure they're going to be hot someday. They're going to be big. I'm sure of it.
All right, should we go from that little showbiz that segue into Harvey Weinstein?
Sure.
All right, so Harvey Weinstein, just
Take
to...
a knee, Dave, before you start.
What?
Are you going to take a knee?
Oh, yeah, we did that last week or the week before. All right, but he just got fired, Harvey Weinstein, for...
Okay.
I guess for 20 years or more, he was the big guy at Weinstein Pictures or Weinstein.
That is so weird when people get fired from their own company.
Yeah, that's brutal. Though his brother is also a Weinstein, so in a way, there's still a Weinstein on the board at least.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing stuff like jacking off in front of people who didn't want to have that happen. Ashley Judd. He wanted to take a shower in front of her, and I didn't read the whole article, but it's a long string of 20 years. So you probably have, it could be a Cosby-length list of women that he harassed sexually. And the argument, at least on Twitter, is where everything has to be condensed into roughly 20 really stupid words is, oh, hey, liberals, why'd you let Weinstein get away with this for 20 years, yet you're upset with Trump for just talking about grabbing pussies?
There is a little logic there, Rick.
There's a little bit, though. I mean, the logic falls apart when one guy runs a movie company and is barely known outside of Hollywood, but I mean, the attacks are on Hollywood liberals, and the other guy is president of the United States.
Yeah, but they're not even comparable. I mean, one guy is just, he's just kind of horsing around with another guy about how successful he is with women, and the other guy has 30 years of masturbating in front of
I don't know if
total
it's
strangers.
30, but it's at least 20 or so.
I mean, now that's how brainwashed you are. Trump says a sentence to another guy on a bus, and and that's the same as 20 years of masturbating in public.
All right. Well, 15 women are suing him for various.
They're suing who?
Trump for sexual misbehavior.
Yeah, you could probably find 15 women that would sue every guy I've ever met over the age of 30. So that just doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
But okay, let's talk about some of the specifics of the argument. Where everybody in Hollywood was supposed to have known that Weinstein was doing this shit. Mm-hmm. And in my case, I worked on TV. I've worked on TV for a long time. I never worked on movies except for, I don't know, a porno I co-wrote in like 1989 or something.
Really? Did it get done?
Yeah, it did.
It got made, huh?
Yeah, it was called The Ozone. The screenplay was 24 pages because you just needed 4 pages between each sex scene. which we didn't write. You let the performers take care of that and the director take care of that.
Uh-huh.
But so I knew that Harvey Weinstein was supposed to be a terrible boss, really yelly and scary, and would fire people. But I didn't know that that he was doing sexual harassment stuff. Though I would think that there's a huge correlation between being a sexual harasser and just being a frickin' harasser, just being an a-hole in general.
Well, I actually have. Ooh, shit.
Did you touch the head?
No. Thank
Don't touch
God.
the head.
Oof,
Don't touch the head.
Lord. I actually have a really good feeling about this, which is odd because I can't stand how every guy on earth is being accused of sexual harassment now. So reflexively, I usually try to see the guy's side. However, I have to admit that the casting couch may be gone if this succeeds. And I have a lot of friends that are actresses that would like to be able to go to an audition without getting, told that they can have sex for a part. I mean, that's really fantastic. That one of these guys who was living the Hollywood casting couch dream. In other words, he was on the end of the casting couch where he was getting what he wanted. Is if he's being called out, then maybe it'll stop. Maybe guys will have to, maybe women will be able to go to auditions and not have to worry about that.
Yeah,
And I've lived in LA my whole life, and I've seen it happen over and over again. And I just thought, well, I guess that's an occupational hazard if you want to be an actress.
it's fairly icky. I've been around a few casting sessions, and I don't. It's gross because the women are compelled and get habituated to, you wear your sexiest possible, though, I mean, you don't wear frickin' lingerie into an audition, but you wear the clothes that are as slinky as you could get away with within the context of those being street clothes.
Right.
And then you act like, everybody in the room is super, attractive.
Yeah.
And it's all gross.
I've actually seen it. I was at a club, and there was a famous actor that walked in, and there were three actresses, aspiring actresses, and this particular actor, I can say his name, Jim Belushi, at the time was a big actor, but he was always a kind of an ugly-looking guy. But he's
just a regular-looking guy.
Well, they were treating him like he was Johnny Depp. I mean, these actresses were all over him. Every one of them would have had sex with him that night, and it was, I knew that they wanted to be actresses because I had talked with them.
Yeah.
And so it goes both ways.
In his defense, he's a really affable, charming guy.
I mean, here's the thing. He was fine. He was just great. Jim Belushi, I want to go on record, was actually kind of taken aback by it and actually kind of tried to avoid the situation. I was kind of surprised, actually. He was a complete gentleman. But the women were not. They were not ladies at all. They wanted to be with someone that could help their career, and they had no problem if he'd have gone to bed with them.
On the other hand, you can be a beautiful Hollywood man actor, and strike out.
What do you mean?
I've heard. I don't hang out in Hollywood bars or anything, but I hear stories that you can see celebrities who have been cast on the basis of their attractiveness, just sitting in bars getting quietly shit-faced with nobody making themselves available to them because it's the wrong context. And they're just one more schmuck who just happens to be, slightly better looking than everybody else.
I know.